Imagine dedicating your entire life to becoming one of the best athletes in the world, waking up at 5 a.m. every day, training until your body gives out, representing your country on the biggest stage, the Olympic Games. And then, after the spotlight fades, you're broke, forced to work a normal 9-to-5 job, or in some cases, start an OnlyFans account just to pay the bills. Yes, this is the shocking reality for many Olympians. Today, we're diving into the dark side of the games. Why so many world-class athletes are turning to OnlyFans as a side hustle where all the Olympic money actually goes, and why the system is failing them. Stay until the end, because some of the numbers will blow your mind. Here's the truth that will shock you. Most Olympians don't get paid to compete. The International Olympic Committee, the multi-billion-dollar organization behind the games, does not pay athletes directly. Instead, they make their money from sponsorship deals, TV broadcasting rights, and global merchandise. In 2021, during the Tokyo Olympics, the IOC made over $7 billion in revenue. But guess what? That money doesn't trickle down to the athletes. Instead, it's funneled into the IOC's operations, National Olympic Committees, and, let's be honest, a lot of bureaucracy. So while corporations cash in, athletes are left with scraps. Unless you're Usain Bolt, Biles, or Michael Phelps with massive sponsorship deals, you're on your own. There are thousands of Olympians you've never heard of. Rowers, archers, gymnasts, wrestlers. These athletes train just as hard but don't get the fame or endorsements. The average Olympian often has to work side jobs just to survive. Some wait tables, some drive Uber, some work retail shifts in between brutal training sessions. And here's the painful part. Many retire with no savings, no pension, and no backup plan. That financial pressure is exactly why some athletes have turned to OnlyFans, because if the system won't support them, they're forced to support themselves. So who are the Olympians turning to OnlyFans? Let's talk about two of the most eye-opening stories. Matthew Mitcham, the Australian diver who made history in 2008 by becoming the first openly gay man to win Olympic gold. On the podium, he was celebrated as a national hero, but after the spotlight faded, reality hit hard. Diving doesn't have the endorsement deals of basketball or swimming. He retired with very little money and struggled with addiction. In 2021, Mitcham admitted he turned to OnlyFans as a way to take control of his finances. He said he was tired of feeling broke after giving so much to his sport. And here's the kicker. Reports suggest that he earns thousands of dollars per month, sometimes more than he ever made as an athlete. For Mitcham, it wasn't just about money. It was about reclaiming independence after years of financial strain. Then there's Alicia Newman, the Canadian pole vaulter. She's a Commonwealth Games champion, an Olympian, and one of the most followed track and field athletes on Instagram. Even with her fame, she couldn't cover all her training and living expenses through sports alone. So she launched an OnlyFans. In interviews, Newman has said she felt forced into side hustles because athletics simply didn't pay enough. She makes 5 figures per month from the platform. In other words, more money than she would ever dream of earning from pole vaulting competitions. Both stories underline the same problem. Even if you're among the best in the world at your sport, if it's not one of the big Olympic events, you're left out in the cold financially. For some, OnlyFans isn't just a choice, it's a survival. Here's the million-dollar question. Why doesn't the Olympic system pay athletes properly? The answer lies in the Olympic model itself. The IOC is a non-profit, at least on paper, but the executives live like royalty while athletes scrape by. Sponsorship money is eaten up by officials, national committees, and event costs. Some governments do reward medalists with cash bonuses. For example, Singapore gives $1 million for a gold medal. The US gives $37,500 for gold, $22,500 for silver, and $15,000 for bronze. Sounds good, right? But when training costs can hit $50,000 to $100,000 per year, these payouts barely scratch the surface. And if you don't medal, you get nothing. That's why OnlyFans, with its direct income and fanbase control, looks way more appealing. OnlyFans has become a financial lifeline, not just for Olympians, but for athletes across sports. Some top creators make millions of dollars per year. Even mid-tier accounts can pull in $5,000 to $20,000 per month. Compare that to a struggling Olympic athlete juggling training and a part-time job for minimum wage. On OnlyFans, their fame, even if niche, finally pays off. At its core, this trend exposes the hypocrisy of the Olympic movement. We celebrate Olympians as heroes every 4 years. We plaster their faces on cereal boxes. We cheer them on TV, but once the cameras turn off, we abandon them. And the fact that world-class athletes, people who have represented their countries with pride, are forced to turn to OnlyFans just to survive tells you everything you need to know about how broken the system is. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we've got a lot more eye-opening stories coming your way. Stay safe.